Hello everyone, Asta here, and today we are going to explore the final dungeon in the Serpent Island map. To get here, there is this very tiny entrance in the very bottom that you need a boat to get to. Let me do a free view here on the map. You can come down, get past this little dock, and up here and you will find a cave. There's another entrance to this place that requires you to go to a castle, defeat a black knight and get a key, but this one is more suited for our needs. So let's get inside. This is the Vault of the Black Knight, which is a hard difficulty dungeon, and as you can see here is a pretty freaking big one. It has many rooms and a gigantic amount of enemies, and in general is very fun. The basic enemy here are those black knights. They are very tanky regularly, and they are very skilled combatants, but our legendary Kansai here has no trouble disposing of them. This will probably be a very long video because this place is huge, but we'll see what we can do. I am going to be ignoring most of the loot here because otherwise this is going to take years and I'm not very interested in that. So the knights are strong melee opponents, and up to the north there's a gigantic amount of undead, and every single room has a somewhat random amount of stuff in it because this place is reminiscent of old Dungeons and Dragons modules like the advanced D&D ones, in which the dungeons didn't have a lot of ecology to them. They were just a bunch of random things for you to find, which was damn fun back then, and it still is. Let's get here. This room has a bunch of nature opponents. Let's see what this Reaper has for us. Not much. There's a lot of mages here. One of the reasons I wanted to come to this place is because I will be doing a herbalist character next, so I need some reagents for that, and this place is, being as huge as it is, it's really great for that. Also, I got a third legendary piece for my character to just fill up the slots that I'm needing. And this is a good place to get XP because it's a hard difficulty dungeon and this scales up the mobs a little bit, and there's a whole lot of them here. Let's keep going. So this was the nature room. We got rid of all the trees and druids in here. Let's move on. Oh, let's go to the other room actually. Catalite Golem. Here we skinned the golem and got some ore. There's more here. probably just take out this. I'll take out the nameplates just for visual clarity. Depending on your forensics and your blacksmithing skills, you get more or less material from the golems. I'm not sure if the blacksmithing or the mining skills, but one of those. But this room, I think that will always have candlelight elementals. So it's a good idea to come here if you have the opportunity. In case you are farming for this particular metal. I think we are missing the room up there. We'll drag those guys around and get them on our way back. They have the unique rope that drops from them and some armor pieces, some blocking pieces I mean. So if you want some really pretty clothes and you have a good crafter, you can come in here and farm them to your heart's content. We have vampires in here. Let's put them all together. A lot of the enemies in here are slightly higher rated, like you have grand vampires instead of regular ones. Because this is probably the hardest dungeon in this place, and there are reasons for that. So you should always be careful when you are adventuring here. The layout gets a bit confusing at times. Let's see, this, no, this way? Yes, this way. It really helps to have a teleportation spell here, but I don't. So as you can see, this room has a gigantic amount of vampires. Let's see inside here. Not much. And a leash. My items are leveling up. My talisman is level 50 now. This room has Golems. Golems, of course, they can stun you, so I have to take a few hits here. Let's see what we find inside. More mages. So it's really hard to do a full clear of this place, mainly because of the amount of rooms that it has. But if we don't do it, we will get close. I think we are missing this one. Yeah, there's quite a lot of humanoids here. And the thief. So this room has only human opponents and a bunch of bones. I don't understand what this device is supposed to be, but it doesn't matter very much. Another thing that might be slightly troublesome is if you're taking loot here, you are going to need like 2 or 3 attempts to 2 or 3 trips to fully clear this place. Because the amount of stuff you get is absurd. I did when this character was younger, I did a lot of runs here to get the spells that I was needing for my spell books for my alt characters. And it was great. It had a lot of going on for it. Now we come to a room that is frozen. Let's drag a bunch of stuff. Here we have the essence of snow that you can take to change your appearance if you want to. There are quite a few of those spread around the game. What's this? Just some coins. I'll take it. Thought I had a bag right now. Yeah. a giant. Yeah, so this is a place where you come to turn your brain off and just fight, fight, fight until you get tired of it. Which is what you need sometimes. There's some place that's silly and fun. And it's so huge that it's so small, such a small downtime between fights. That I find it absolutely adorable. Of course, there are some interesting things to find here, like the essence of snow. But look, I got another level on my gear. What is not to love? And the amount of items you get is insane as well. The fights are a little bit tough for a weaker character. Especially like if you're a mage and you depend on summons to do your clearing for you, this might be difficult because of the amount of spellcasters in here that can dispel your stuff. Come on, let's grab them, put them together. But if you're like a melee character, like my namesake here, my Astel, then you don't have to worry too much. Go on, fight that mummy. Alright, let's keep going. There's so many mages here, it's amazing, because they are not tanky at all. They can get you a lot of spell books and scrolls. So if you for some reason haven't found your mark and recall yet, and still has a boat and access to the Serpent Island, this is an awesome place to farm for it. What is this place? No. Nothing special apparently. Let's put them all together. Oh, this is just like regular prison monsters. Now let's dispose of them. There's a big arena here. With a fire giant in it. Let's see what's up here. Oh, marble statues. They also have a very nasty stun. Yeah, they give you a colossal blow and you keep there being waiting for it to end while the giant thing keeps pummeling at you. Yeah, this is mildly scary even for my character. Because when you get two of them, they can chain distance and then that becomes difficult to deal with. Here we have a stealable box. The stealable box is here on the second floor. Let's keep exploring. Let's get to the water room next. So amongst the human NPCs that you find, there will be bards. So if your magic resist isn't up, they can piece you, which is always very obnoxious. The water is a bit too deep for us to cross. And a bunch of rats. Yeah, it's just pure chaos what's spawned in here. I don't know if there's a way for us to get to the room in the middle. And I think we're missing those rooms here. Look, one of each elemental, of course. Because there's like fire, water, earth, and there must be air somewhere as well. Here we have a room of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. You have their miniatures, you have their tables with their sheets and everything. Here we have the actual dungeon with the monsters, the miniatures. Just such a lovely nod. There's like the trap. I'm sorry for disrupting your game, but you were in the way. Oh, anyway, we defeated those nerds, and we keep going in our adventure. And the levels keep coming. My talisman is 51 now. It takes a long time for them to level up once you get to a certain point. But there's just so many enemies here. Like, of course this place isn't like profitable as the underworld dungeons and whatnot, but it's like reasonably straightforward enough that it's totally worth farming. Golden statue. Like if you're into crafting, those statues also can be skinned for granite. Another level 24 armor jewelry. Okay, we recovered our senses. And here, of course, we have a giant chessboard and an elder titan. So I don't understand like the disposition of the pieces, but there's a knight. There's this supposed to be a bishop. Yeah, it's a mystery to me. But in case you wanna play some chess, here is a chessboard. Let's deal with the titan. Now going back, I feel like we should go north. let's go to the fire room. The secret door here that was not incredibly secret, but allowed us to come to this place. Oh, it's a maze, so of course it has a minotaur. So let's see how many times we managed to get lost in here. None. We crossed the maze. So we will do some more exploration of it, of course, but let's do this side room first because it's easier. This is a fire team room. You can see the statues briefing, and there is a charcoal worm here waiting for us. Let's see what we can pull out of this treasure heart. Bunch of cheese apparently. Take the potion of dexterity. I like the floor tiles here. Look really pretty, really clean. I mean, except for the bones and all. This doesn't look like it has an entrance. So let's see, where can we go? Will I die if I step there? Yes. I will. Hold on. I had a potion of rebirth, so I imagine it's going to resurrect me by itself. Any day now. Okay, let's get our stuff back. And recast our vampire farm. Okay. Now we have a face again. And can continue on our journey. What is this? Yeah. So don't step into that tile unless you are very fond of dying horribly. There are a few different things that you can find in this place, especially in this room. I'll see if I can get to there. Holy sh... If it starts to take too long, then I might make a separate video showcasing that. Yeah, I think I will leave the secret of this room to another video when I am exploring a very particular place. But of course you are welcome to spend as much time as you want in here. And if, unlike me, you remember to bring your invulnerability potions, then you can stop on that tile that absolutely wrecked me. What do we have around here? Bunch of skeletons. I think that the northern part of this dungeon is mostly skeletons. Yeah. You can come inside. And we'll catch all of those monsters on our way back. As a form of good practice, I don't step on those pentagrams. Sometimes they will do nothing and sometimes they will instantly destroy you. But that's something that you should always consider. I am using the legendary gear mostly because I want to get to 150 strength and dexterity, and I am having a horrible time rolling good jury for that. So I got myself a few pieces and put the attributes on them. I got 10 dexterity already on my wrist here, and I will put the remaining strength in there, and I'll be good with my strength for the foreseeable future. Here we can go up, up, down, left, down. Here we have this statue from the very old D&D books. And a large amount of undeads that are too spread apart for us to care about them right now. So as you can see, this whole place is themed around being a mega dungeon that has no internal consistency. It's just like silliness for silliness sake. And it's a great place to lose an hour or two when you're adventuring. And if you are paying attention to the drops, then they will pile up very quickly. I'm not really taking anything. Oh, look, another lava. On my wrist and on my skirt. But as I was saying, I don't think I took anything outside of the catalyte, and I'm already with my bag half full. The amount of jewelry here is crazy. I'm auto looting them, of course. So even if they're not like good items that I might wear on a character, they might still do a really good money when you sell them to a merchant. There's another stealable bag there that is easy to miss. I think that once I am done with the Serpent Islands, I might do a series on the Savaged Empire. So, because I already have the runes marked, it's just like half a dozen of them. The options were either do that or do the underworld. The underworld is a bit harder to beat and it's a lot less convenient to make because there's no recalling there. So it will take some time. Here we have an embalming room. I one tapped both of them at once. Can I get past here? No, I cannot. Let's take care of that leash over there. And as usual for this channel, this is me like speed running the dungeon with a character that is already pretty powerful. You shouldn't play like this unless you have a comparable character. Take your time. This isn't a race, you're not competing with anyone. So you need to have some respect for the game or it will not respect you. I'm already pretty familiar with most mechanics in here, so it's not that difficult for me. But this is, now getting back to this particular dungeon, one of the main reasons why I like to come to this place is the wax golems. If we could hit them, yeah. Because of the beeswax that they drop, which you will need to in order to make rune books. There's even a special one here, a mystical wax golem. Let's get it. It will drop mystical wax, which is something that an NPC might ask of you, like a tribute NPC, for an artifact quest. So 14 more. And it's usually pretty difficult to come around those unless you're dealing with bees, which demands a lot of time. So it's a good place to come and farm them, because every hour you can get like 20 of those, which should get you sorted for a long time. Here we have a giant pyramid. And impressive things that you can get inside and go all the way down. Why am I doing so little damage to this person, this monster? Might be because my quick slots are not working for some reason. I might have to relog and log back in real quick. Yeah, now they are working. So the impressive thing about this pyramid is that you can actually climb all the way down to the base. So let me show you. There's a mirror here, which will take you to the middle of nowhere, so don't click it unless you have reason to. Got another level on my talisman. And a huge amount of mages here, which are one of the best things for my particular character to fight because of her really high magic resist and her high burst damage output. So it's very likely that she can one-shot them so they can't heal up, and she has the momentum strike to hit the summons. Let's keep trying them. Eventually they will catch up to us. Here we have a box. which is the reason why you would come down through this pyramid. And I think that's the last level. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is as far as we can go on the pyramid. It's pretty big. So now let's climb up and see where else we can find in this place. And we are out of here. Great. Let's get to this room on the right. There's a bunch of black cards and we cannot get past it, I think. Yeah, we don't have the teleports to get to the other end. So we will be skipping that furnace from here, if it's even available. Right. So going up, this video is almost 1 hour long, but I feel like we should probably keep going. We might just have to speed things up. There's some pretty high-end mages here. But thankfully mages are very, very Can I get your health bar, please? Yeah. Now I can finally start attacking. Leash lard on top of the building. Sometimes the targeting gets a bit confusing here because there are multiple floors of everything. Like right now my character doesn't know what to attack. It might be something in my macro that needs to be improved. I use a very simple one for the hotkeys. Now we are missing those from opens up. Here we have more black cards and even more mages. I think we came to this room, so let's go up. As tradition, don't step on those tiles unless you absolutely have to. I think that decoration wise, this was probably one of my favorite works by Jerry, the original creator of Ruins and Reaches. It all, as much as this place makes absolutely no sense. It feels crafted with care. It feels like you put a giant amount of work in this. Like the skeleton didn't need to be here, but he put it there for us to find. And that's the beauty of this game in general, the amount of attention that was put into it. So now, 10 years later or something, we can come here, explore, adventure, and see all of this for ourselves. It's a really beautiful project, and I'm very happy to be part of it in some way. This, of course, is the Multiverset online server. So there's like a dozen of us playing in here. And maybe you could join us. Maybe we could have a good time here together. And once your character is strong enough, we can come visit this place and have a silly amount of fun fighting those absolutely random enemies that were put here for us. It's very profitable, as you can see. It's not really taking me a lot of effort, but my bags are filling up. I am 453 tons worth of stuff. So this small side room here. Leash. I'm not bothered with the very small undead enemies. Because if you're a regular of the channel, you have seen me fighting them a million times already. Now here there's one giant room. There's a bunch of different undead inside. You can go upstairs and fight even more of them if you wish so. But they all seem to be a bit too low level for me at this point. I even found a trapdoor. Let's go check it out. God, fire cloth. I already have plenty of that. Oh, Hell's Teeth. That's very nice. It's the hard to use. And it's a very pretty looking one. So this room up here in the northeastern corner has something really interesting for the necromancy-like characters. And here we have an ancient mummy. So it's a shame that I couldn't find the correct entrance to the correct exit to the maze, but I feel like that's warrants its own episode. Once we are going to do this particular quest that is involved with that place. And I feel like we've done most of it. I could have shown you the other entrance to this place, but since this is a Serpent Island guide, it made more sense to me to show you the entrance from the Serpent Islands. So, to close it all out, this is a really large dungeon that has some really scary enemies on it, mostly spellcasting ones. And one of the difficulties in here is to prepare for the encounters because they're so wildly different from one another. And also to not get lost and know which rooms you already cleared and which ones you didn't. There are a few death traps here and there, but they are a common occurrence in this game. And learning about them is part of the process. And otherwise, come here, get yourself some walks, some candlelight, try to figure out what sits in exactly this room right here. You just need to have some luck with or more time with the maze puzzle. Otherwise, can't recommend this place enough. It's really fun, it's really good, and you will have a huge amount of loot and a huge amount of experience gains for your legendary items. So let's just get some more strength here. And equip it. And look at that. Almost kept my strength and almost kept my dexterity. That will be it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you are having a great time in Secrets of Sosaria. Bye bye.